Bienvenidos and welcome to another episode of Spain on a Fork. Today, once again, we're going to grab the beautiful potato. As you know, one of my favorite ingredients at the supermarket because they're heart healthy and affordable, create an extraordinary recipe. We're talking a no mayonnaise, creamy potato salad. And let me tell you, this potato salad has layer upon layer of so many simple yet delicious flavors. The recipe is above and beyond easy to make. And the best part, it's all done in a little over 30 minutes. Folks, this is the perfect dish for any time of the year, as you can serve it at room temperature or even chilled. Either way, it's the kind of food that with each bite, it's gonna fill you with so much goodness. This video is sponsored by Tienda.com. The Tienda is an online superstore focusing on selling all things Spain for your home and kitchen, and they've been around since 1996. And like I always tell you, they have the biggest selection of artisan Spanish ingredients like queso manchego, the famous jamón serrano and jamón ibérico, Marcona almonds, olives, the beautiful canned seafood from Spain, and all the spices you need to make all your favorite Spanish recipes, among so many of their great ingredients. And let me tell you, when it comes to cookware, they have an amazing selection of authentic Spanish paella pans that range in size from 2 servings all the way up to 50 servings, and they even offer classic grilling systems. That way you can always perfectly cook your paella at home. Folks, visit Tienda.com, let them know Albert from Spain on a Fork sent you there, and make sure you use coupon code on a fork during checkout for 10% off your order. Alright, let's just dive right into this. I'm going to cut 1 kilogram of potatoes, which is 2 1/4 pounds, or about 4 medium-sized potatoes that have already been peeled, washed, and patted dry, each one into small bite-sized pieces that are 2 centimeters, which is 3/4 of an inch. Important to use potatoes here that are a bit more waxy than starchy, as they hold their shape better in potato salad. I'm using Yukon Golds, but you can also use new potatoes, Golden Delight, or even red potatoes. Then we'll add the chopped potatoes into a stock pot, and you want to make sure they're all in a flat layer. And fill it with some water, just enough to barely cover the potatoes. Then we'll season generously with sea salt and heat it with a high heat. At the same time, I'm going to add in 2 eggs into a saucepan and fill it with some water, once again, just enough to barely cover the eggs. And heat it with a high heat. Once it comes to a boil, we'll place the lid on the saucepan and turn off the heat. And we're going to leave our eggs to sit there for exactly 10 minutes to end up with perfectly hard-boiled eggs. Alright, let's move back to the potatoes. After about 20 minutes, they should just be cooked through. You know, you can always pierce them with a toothpick, and if it easily goes in there but with some resistance, they are ready to go. You kind of want them al dente. If you overcook them, they're going to start to break apart. At this point, I'm going to remove the stock pot from the heat and drain the potatoes into a colander and rinse them under some cold water. This is not only going to stop the potatoes from cooking, but it's going to bring them to room temperature. Then we'll shake off any of the excess water and transfer the potatoes into a large bowl. For the next step, let's make our creamy sauce. I'm going to add in 3/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt into a bowl, which is 180 grams. I'm using low fat, but you can also use full fat, non-fat, or even a plant-based one if you like. We'll also add in 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, which is 15 grams, half a tablespoon of white wine vinegar, which is 8 milliliters, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 30 milliliters. Link where you get the Spanish one I'm using in the description box below. Finely grate in 1 clove of garlic. As always, if you don't have a grater, you can just finely chop it. And season with sea salt and a generous portion of freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll whisk it together until we end up with a beautiful creamy sauce. Then we'll add the creamy sauce over the potatoes, along with the 2 hard-boiled eggs that I finely chopped, 1/3 cup of chopped red onion, which is 50 grams, 2 sticks of celery that have been thinly sliced, 1/4 cup of chopped dill pickles, which is 35 grams, and 2 tablespoons of chopped chives, which is 6 grams. Then we'll season with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give it a gentle mix until it's well mixed together. And once again, you can serve this at room temperature or even chilled, as it'll hold in the fridge for up to 3 to 4 days. Either way, make sure when you serve this, that you top it off with some chopped chives. Check it out, our no mayonnaise, creamy potato salad is done. Easy to make, beautiful presentation, and all done in a little over 30 minutes. Let's give this a try and see how it turned out. As always, folks, now it's time for the moment of truth. Let's see how this tastes. It looks absolutely beautiful. Here we go. It is absolutely delicious. For me, that is what honest home cooking is all about. As we have such base ingredients, we got so much goodness out of this. The potatoes are beautifully boiled, and that cream sauce taking this to the next level with the rest of the ingredients, the perfect balance of goodness. Easy to make, heart healthy. Give it a try at home. Once again, at room temperature, even chilled. Either way, the kind of food, it's gonna make you feel like $1,000,000. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Dr. Michael Barvitz, Clarence Bolin, Martin Giddings, and Aravinda Garimea. And guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. Enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. Leave me a comment below. And if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified every time I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego.